The art of filmmaking is no easy task. As an audience member, we can sit back, relax, and just enjoy the final product. We don't have to worry about the months and months of pre-production that goes into play even before the director has called action. And sometimes for an emerging artist, the idea of changing or evolving a storyline can be a little bit daunting. But what if I told you from first-hand experience that there is in fact a way where you can workshop your storyline ideas with an audience who are ready and willing to help you on your way? Well, that's exactly what lean filmmaking is. It's actually based off a business module where you decipher your audience first and based on their feedback, adjust and change your storyline accordingly. So with that, let's go learn more about this revolutionary way of filmmaking by meeting with Kylie Eddy, who is the co-organizer of the Filmmaker-thons as well as the developer of the lean filmmaking process. Well, Kylie, welcome to Bite Size Pictures. Thanks for being on the show.
I'm really excited to be here, Jen. Thank you.
Let's get things started with our questions for you tonight. So, Kylie, when it comes to the lean filmmaking process, just kind of break down what exactly this concept is.
Basically, we're applying agile and lean processes that have been very well developed in other industries and applying them to the process of films.
Okay.
So the idea of lean originally was developed in the 1970s in manufacturing. Toyota actually developed it, and it was really about how to be really resourceful, how to be really effective, how to reduce waste. So a lot of people think of lean, they only think of it in the concept of it's cheap.
Right.
You can have expensive lean things, but they're just done in a very effective and a non-wasteful process.
Right.
And then more recently, there's been an incredible movement in the startup world called Lean Startup. And that also has applied these things to the way that companies are built and that software is developed. And a lot of this has come from the other co-founder. So it's myself, I'm a filmmaker, and my brother is an agile software developer and coach.
Oh, wow.
And so after a rather traumatic experience making my first micro-budget feature film, I was like, there's got to be another way. Surely there's another way. And around that time, my brother was like, oh, I'm using this agile process. You should have done that on your film. And I went, that's very helpful. Why didn't you tell me that 2 years ago?
Right. Okay.
But after that, I kind of started coming around to the idea, and we started experimenting with it and seeing whether we could actually, create something that is an alternative from a traditional film process model. Lean filmmaking can be applied to any genre, any length of film, documentary, narrative. What's the smallest version of this story that we can tell? And you make the whole film. You don't make a scene of the film, you don't make a trailer for the film, you actually make the film in its rawest, most simple version that you can possibly imagine.
iPhones,
it can do it on iPhone, and once again, it's not about the technology necessarily.
Yeah.
It's really about keeping the story simple. So, for example, you don't need costumes, you don't need the correct location, you don't need, really what is the heart of the story.
Right.
Make the whole thing, test it with an audience, then adjust, learn, then make the whole thing again. Rather than having a traditional model, which is like a waterfall process where you have the script is written, there's pre-production, production, post-production, and maybe marketing, and then finally you get to actually show it to an audience.
Yes.
What lean filmmaking is about is actually it turns it into a circular, iterative motion. So you form your team, you plan and make your first version of the film, you show an audience, you adjust, and so on and so forth. Keep going, making as many cycles as you can until, like in traditional filmmaking, you run out of time, money, energy, or you realise that, the benefits in doing this, you might realise very early on before you do all of that, your story isn't working or you can't find an audience. We call that failing fast, and it is a fantastic thing. Better to fail fast and know that you haven't quite got it right, rather than investing a lot and realizing that actually, and then, or, once you're doing this cycle, you can then also go, well, our audience, we might finish earlier than what we anticipated, because guess what? Our audience doesn't want high production values. We just happen to have a story that works, and we don't now, that's quite a confronting thing for a filmmaker to go, I don't have to add all that beautiful glossy production values that I like. My audience has said this version's finished. So we could potentially save time and money by only doing it to a certain level rather than this imagined level that we thought we had to take it to.
So, okay, so if I want to learn more about this and kind of like find out where I can go to learn about these processes, where can I find out more? Where can I go? So is there online forums? Are there meetings? Tell me, Kylie, tell me.
Well, if you live in Melbourne, you are very lucky because there is Lean Filmmaking Melbourne on Meetup, meetup.com, which is a fantastic online platform for people who want to meet in real life. We have a fantastic community of over 650 filmmakers and people who are interested, and we have very regular meetings where we all get together and we talk about these things. You can also go to our website, leanfilmmaking.com. And look, we are, even though we've been working on these ideas for the last couple of years, we're also applying Lean to the way that we do Lean filmmaking. So we're learning as we go, we're doing lots of experiments and seeing what works and what doesn't work. So it's a really exciting time.
Kylie, thank you for joining us on Bite Size Pictures. It's been great having you on board, and hopefully we'll see everyone at the next meeting.
Fantastic, thank you.
It's all right.